in New York City, my roommate was under federal investigation. Can you all say that with me? Say federal investigation. And I, a rosy-cheeked, virginal New Yorker, was being introduced to phone sex. Because back then, I was dating a very amazing person who was living in Los Angeles, and we had a long-distance relationship. Raise your hand if you've ever had a long-distance relationship. Raise your hand if you've ever had phone sex. 917-207-4554. So I'm learning to have phone sex with my long-distance relationship while my roommate is under federal investigation. Can you all say that with me, federal investigation? So, and just raise your hand if you've ever had a wiretap. Anyone? This is the technology piece. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so wiretaps. Apparently, and maybe this is just from watching, bad television shows. Wiretaps, you're supposed to be able to tell when there's a wiretap because there's some sort of weird noise that the phone makes. I thought that was make-believe. But in my expanding my sexual horizons and having phone sex with my long-distance lover, I was noticing something happening on the phone, which would be like 2 or 3 minutes in, it would be like, and I'm like, honey, you still there? I'm right with you, baby. What was that? Huh? So eventually I go to my room and I'm like, you were under federal investigation, correct? Absolutely. Have you noticed anything going on with the phone? And he's like, oh, you mean the wiretap? Oh. Okay, alright, fine. So now I'm like, well, now I feel like I'm kind of cool. Because my brothers aren't being wiretapped. And I'm like, alright. So next time I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, I'm like, hey baby, how you doing? She's like, thinking a lot about you. Like, oh yeah, I'm thinking a lot about you too. We're not the only ones on this call. She's like, what do you mean? Well, I want to have some phone sex with you, but I think there are other people listening in. What? What do you mean? I think the FBI is taking my call. So this is going on for a while. I don't know where, in what, jurisdiction they say, the phone, well, if we're going to tap this phone, it's only, it's going to be at least 2 months. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations or if they're like, you're writing out, can I get the 2-week phone tap thing? Whatever it was. I'm having phone sex a lot. And she and I are now listening for the, and this is just funny now, but so we just dive in, and this is like, we're like having a threesome with the FBI. So now, and I'm getting good at the phone sex now, right? I'm like, the FBI is with me, like, I'm an important person. There are tapes or digital information somewhere with me being like, what are you wearing? yeah, it's getting hard. It was actually hard before I called you. You know, and we're also now, we're doing this now listening for the... And so now, at some point, like, we're really starting to get good at this, and I'm just only, like, in my wildest dreams, I'm like, the poor dudes in the van, halfway down the block, who are like, yeah, they're having fun sex again. Yeah, apparently has a really large cock. And she has buns made of steel. Like, and I'm just imagining that this is like written down in some, you know, log somewhere. Buns of steel, large cock, and 4 minutes left. So we're like, now we're getting good at it. We're waiting for the FBI to click on and off, and we're just having fun with this. So we happen to get into this really juicy phone sex situation. I had just come back from LA where she lived. So we're like just hot and horny for each other. And, you know, my roommate at the time just would never leave the apartment. He would just like lie on the couch and be like, I'm under federal investigation. That looks horrible. And I'm like, dude, where's the phone? Because I have a threesome with the FBI that I'll have to have soon. So we are in it, and then we're just like, I'm like, I missed you so much. This was so good. I remember my cock just riding in and out of you. And when I bent you over the couch, and I just was having, have you ever had one of those good days when you are just like Conan the Barbarian of sex? Right? And your partner is just like in, like, it's like rut season. And who, you know, whether you fuck guys or girls, it does not matter. When you land on that day where everything's in fucking alignment and you are just a fuck machine and your partner is just a fuck receiver and you cannot go wrong, and you're like you're just like, yeah, but in your head you're just like, holy shit, the stars have aligned. This is the day you remember forever. And you are just like bending over people over the couch. You're like lifting the couch up from the bottom, and you're like, So I'm reliving this moment with her on the phone, and there was no... So we were both present to that the FBI might really, like, we got them hook, line, and sinker now. They're listening to the whole thing. And we are just going for it. I am saying words and combinations that I'm even blocking out while I'm saying them because they are so dirty. And I am like, rah, and my cock, the head of my cock, and I'm smacking it. I got my thumb in your mouth, and I'm pulling your, and she's like, oh yes, baby, yes. And I am sitting there, and at this point I've gotten really good with just having. So here we are, baby. And I've got the phone. It's all working perfectly. I am jerking off like nobody's business. And I am so excited that my grip is a little tighter than usual. So when I let loose with the long-distance orgasm over the phone, that first spurt and a half doesn't come out. And when I let loose my grip, I fucking come so hard, it shoots me straight in the eye. And while my girlfriend across the country, to the blessings of technology and the FBI, is just coming, I'm like, holy shit, motherfucker, my eye! She drops the phone, she's fumbling, I'm coming, baby, I'm coming, baby. It's, and she picks up, are you okay? Look at fucking come on, my eye! And all of a sudden it was like,